Hey guys, today we're installing Pydio Cells behind a reverse proxy on a Ubuntu server using Docker. First we'll install the Nginx Proxy Manager container, followed by the Pydio Cells and SQL database containers. Once everything is installed, we connect Pydio Cells to the database and set up the proxy. It's pretty straightforward, so let's get to it. I already have the latest version of Ubuntu installed along with Docker and Portainer on a test server. If you need help installing Ubuntu, Docker, or Portainer, check out the link at the top of the screen for more information. So first, let's get logged into Portainer. We're going to go over to the local environment, and then stacks on the left, and click on Add Stack. Top here, we're going to give it a name. This first one's going to be the Proxy Manager. Now copy the Proxy Manager Docker Compose config from the description below and paste it into a word processor. And now using the replace feature on the word processor, we're going to replace the words replace me with the path where you will be storing your containers. This right here is what we're replacing. And you can replace it with whatever your path is going to be. Mine is just Docker. After the path is adjusted, go ahead and copy this and then move back over to Portainer and paste it into the web editor. Everything should be good. Go ahead and click on deploy the stack. Once the Proxy Manager is deployed, we can copy the Docker Compose config for Pydio and the database into Notepad. And using the same replace method, we're going to replace the same variable replace me with the path once again. Same again, mine's just going to be Docker here, so I can use the same thing. There are a few other variables we do need to replace on this Docker Compose config. One being the ROOTSQLPASSWORD here. So if we just do a replace ROOTSQLPASSWORD and then replace it with whatever you want your password to be. And then replace the DB password with the database password as well. And once we've replaced all of those variables, copy this config, move back over to Portainer, and we're going to click on Add Stack. This one we're going to name Pydio Cells, and paste the config into the web editor, and click on Deploy the stack at the bottom. Once this is complete, let's go ahead and head over to containers on the left hand side here, and we can see all of our containers are running. And we're going to click on the port for Pydio Cells, which should be 8080. That's going to take us into Pydio Cells container. This does require HTTPS. So go ahead and accept the risk. And here we are. We can go ahead and agree and next. Hostname for our database, because Pydio Cells created its own network when we created the stack, we can use the container name for the host name, and then database name. If we switch back over to our config, we gave our database name Pydio. The database username was also Pydio, and then whatever the password was that we set here. And then this is going to be the admin password for Pydio Cells itself. This is not the password we set here. This is just the password for Pydio Cells. We don't need any advanced settings, so go ahead and click on Install Now. Once Pydio Cells is done installing, it will reload itself if you missed that reload button there. And once we're at the login screen, we're going to use the credentials we just used on the installation. And here we are. Pydio Cells is up and running. Next, we'll set up the proxy. Now let's flip back over to Portainer. And just like Pydio Cells created a network when we created the stack, the Proxy Manager did the same thing. So if we go over to networks, we can see our different networks, and here's the Proxy Manager network. And in order for the proxy manager to talk to Pydio Cells, we need them to be on the same network. So if we go over to our Pydio Cells container, scroll down to the bottom, we're able to join the proxy manager network. Now only the Pydio Cells container needs to be joined. We do not need to join the SQL database container. And then once we've done that, let's head back over to the containers on the left and open up our admin port for our proxy manager, which is port 81. The default login for this is admin@example.com and change me. And then it makes you change your password at first. Now that we're logged into the proxy manager, let's head over to host, proxy host. We're going to add a proxy host. I usually like to use duckdns for tests like this. So let's head over to duckdns.org and go ahead and get logged in. Once you're logged into duckdns, in the middle of the screen here, you can create your own forwarding DNS. So we're just going to do Pydio test. Now we have Pydio test and it's already forwarded to the correct address. If that is not the case, be sure to update the address down here at the bottom whenever it says current IP. Now that we have our domain name, let's head back over to our proxy manager. And our domain would be pydiotest.duckdns.org. Enable these options here, and we're forwarding traffic to the Pydio Cells container, which again, since it's on the same network as the proxy manager, we can use the name. And it's going to port 8080 on HTTPS. Let's go ahead and save that. And the last thing you'll have to do on your home router is forward port 80 and 443 to your proxy manager server in order for it to route the traffic appropriately. Here I am logged into an ASUS router emulator. On here we would go into WAN, and then in virtual servers and port forwarding, and then we would add a profile. We can just name this the Nginx Proxy Manager. Ports 443 and 80. And then point this at your internal test server. In my case, it would just be test server. Once that's done, okay this. And then enable the port forwarding. Now that you have the port forwarded in your home router, go ahead and jump back over to the proxy manager and click on the domain name. And there we are, logged in and ready to go. If you want to enable SSL for this domain name, go ahead and jump back to the proxy manager and you can click on the three dots to the right. Go to edit, SSL, and click on where it says none and click on request a new SSL certificate. Force http://to support. We don't need to enable the DNS challenge, just to agree to the terms of service and hit save. And now we can see our Let's Encrypt SSL certificate has been accepted. Go ahead and click on the domain name again, and this time at the top we can see that this is secure. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them below, and as always, thanks for watching.